Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy, and I help people with their breakups. And today, turn it up, turn it down. What if my ex comes back? Wow. Some people think this is a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. Actually, it's a burning question, right? It's looming like a cloud. What if my ex comes back? What do I do then? Especially if I've been in no contact. Well, hopefully, you're in a really strong place that you don't care as much as you did when you originally broke up. That's the ideal thing. That's where you want to be. Is that when they hit you up, it's probably going to be by text these days. I had exes in the past call you out of the blue, but I think today it would be a text. I think it's going to be more passive, just the way people communicate now. And text allows you to be that way. And a lot of times it's going to be, oh, I forgot something at your house. Or I was just wanting to give you a Merry Christmas. It's not direct. And this is how people communicate now. And I think that people get upset about that, but the same people that get upset about that, that's just the way the world has evolved to communicate. It's going to be text messaging. It's going to be non-direct. Yesterday on the show, Clutch from The Truth of Love was on, and he was talking about the importance of emojis in text. And I thought to myself, I don't use emojis, but I will say LOL. But you know what? He made a good point. Let me check. He said the auto, it has some back feed. Is that better? I hope it is. Give me a confirmation, Mikey Mike. Mikey says, bro, your audio's low and seems like it has some back feed. Is that better? I hope so. So, yesterday, like I said, we were talking, and he said it's very important in text to put in emojis. And I thought, like I said, I hate using emojis. He said the same thing, but it enables someone to not think, what do you mean by that, right? And text messaging gets a lot of mixed signals, and those mixed signals lead to assumptions. And so this is where text messaging and creeping around on people's social media really leads people down a rabbit hole that isn't good during a breakup. It's debilitating to you because you do an open loop, what they call in psychology, or a cliffhanger in a movie, and you don't know the answer to the story, but you try to figure it out. So if you are gonna have your ex contact you back, I would say chances are they're going to contact you in a passive way through text, maybe email. I've gotten that before. And it's not necessarily them coming back to you. Sometimes they just want to see how you're doing. Sometimes they had something come up that reminded them of you, and honestly, they don't want to get with you. They just want to tell you that they thought of you in that way. It's a direct possibility. Years ago, an ex I had that I hadn't talked to in years, the Warriors won the championship for the first time. So that was 7 years ago. And she emailed me out of the blue. I bet you're so happy right now, because she knew I was a huge Warriors fan. I didn't take that as, oh, we can get back together. Okay? So what if my ex comes back? A lot of times, people are thinking that in the first month, 3 weeks, maybe even 2 months. But the whole goal is for you to assess what happened in the breakup, get on deck, get yourself right, and get into a position where you feel like when they contact you, if they do contact you, it's okay. It's okay. You don't need them. Mikey Mike, brand new Skinner, welcome. I'm going to wait till we get about 10 on deck, and then I'll get into the 2 stories I have here. I have some great sounding like a robot again. Well, I don't know why it does that. The background right now, I believe, is it has to do with the rain in the background. It's pretty rainy here. But sounding like a robot, this has happened before, and I don't know why. That's why you get this expensive sound equipment, but you don't know how to use it correctly. Let's see here. I think we're going to have to roll with it, bud. So anyways, I have really good news, Skinner. I think you'll like this personally. On my Discord, I am having multiple channels to have different conversations. So if you want to talk about NBA basketball, there is a channel on the Discord for that. If you want to talk about breakup advice, there's a channel for that. If you want to talk about psychology, there's a channel for that. Discord link is in the notes below. And I would add, what else is in there? I should have had this up. Breakup stories and advice, small talk from live stream. So if you're talking to someone on the live stream, you want to take it onto my Discord, that's fine. Book summaries and quotes. A lot of times I mention books. If that comes up, I'll have multiple videos from YouTube that I recommend based on books. So the topics will be Coach Mac McCarthy, small talk for live stream, breakup stories, advice, NBA basketball. That might be on you on Skinner. Living in Thailand, psychology, and book summary. So go to the Discord, check it out. So Pablo Morales says, so me and my wife were together for 5 years. I haven't contacted her, and she hasn't contacted me. She filed for divorce. Give me more, Pablo. What do you want? What do you want my take on? Do you want a story? Do you have a story? I need more to give you some advice on that, Pablo. If you want to do a live coaching session and fully unpack that, go to rightmac.com. If you've been together that long, you might need to unpack it. You might need to unpack it. Seriously, that's a big deal, man. That is a big deal. Skinner, can you just give me a heads up? Is it still sounding like a robot? Is it better? I feel like it's better. 8 on deck, 2 likes. Like I said, I got 2 stories on deck. I'll get into those stories once we get 10 on deck. And the topic today is, what if my ex comes back? Have you had an ex come back? Just curious. And what happened, Mikey Mike? I had a court last month. On the 24th, I told the judge to give me more time. That same day, she filed a restraining order on me. Okay, Pablo, I think you should send your story in. Me and my ex, 4-year relationship, have had no contact in like 10 months. It was a bad breakup. I doubt she will reach out, but I believe she is dismissive, avoidant, narcissistic, psychopath. Still a robot. Jeez, I'm just going to roll with it, folks. I don't want to restart the stream over. What do you consider a long relationship? Good question. Over 2 years? In the 21st century, in 2021, over 2 years. Without a doubt. Without a doubt, over 2 years. I think in the past, in the 1950s, that would be a joke. In the 1950s, they would say 20 years, 25 years. I'd say now, if you get 2 years in, that would be the road to a long relationship. 5 years, 10 years. 4 to 5 years is a part of the relationship where if you can make it through year 4 and 5, a lot of times you'll make it to 8, 9, and 10. Usually there's something there in those years that for some reason year 4, just like high school and college is 4 years, people look at, okay, the next step at year 4 is maybe to get a house, move in together, have kids, get married. So if you get it to year 4, year 5, I find that that's a big turning point. Pablo Morales says, this year has just been horrible. We broke up twice. I have one of her friends on Snapchat, and it was her friend's son's birthday party. I sent her with another guy. I'm assuming I seen her with another guy. It kind of bothered me. Here's the thing. Social media, Snapchat, all these different things, they're poisonous in a breakup. Separation or a break. And then someone goes, oh, I saw this, I saw that. It's poisonous. It's the number one thing that upsets people. It doesn't do you any good. You have no clue what that guy was doing or why he was there. It's messed up, man. And so stay away from social media. Go on a social media fast right now. It's not serving you. You don't want to know any of that stuff. Angel Jimenez, what do you consider a long-term relationship or a long relationship? People might think 2 years is crazy, but I'm going to say that 2 years, I would say that's, and that, by the way, 2 years is right when the honeymoon phase ends for some people. Some people it ends at 6 months or a year, and that's when things get real. 2 years, 4 years, those are two different arenas where the relationships kind of go to a different level. My thing is, how can someone move on so fast? 80% we were happy, it was toxic. My thing was, how can someone move on so fast? 80% we were happy, it was toxic. Pablo, I might have you do a call-in. You want to call in? Are you interested in sharing everything? Mikey says, right? Seems like she doesn't want you intruding on what she's trying to do not now. Angel Jimenez says, agree, 2 years. Like I said, years back, that would be a joke, right? I would say that if you get to 2 years, you're in pretty good shape. But if you get to 2 years and it doesn't work out, if you get to 4 years, you still accomplished something. You had a good relationship, most likely. Now, here's the thing, Pablo. You see it as 80% happy. Does she see it that way? Because a lot of times, over and over and over again, this is what I get again and again. I see it this way, she sees it that way. I'm right, she's wrong. I don't get it. No, different perspective. I mean, if you get to 2 years and you're in a good relationship, you should be in pretty good shape to continue that long term. Unless there's some kind of timing and circumstances where someone has to move or you've been apart for a long time. But if you get to 2 years, what I'm saying is you should be in good shape to get another 2, 3, 4 years if it's gone good for 2 years. My point is, Angel Jimenez, thanks for asking these questions, is that if it's not good if you just have 6 months, this is what people will go, oh, it was great for 6 months and then they did this. Well, you didn't know them that well yet. 2 years is a good amount of time to really get to know someone, in and out. In and out. So, Pablo Morales, what I'd want you to do is you'd have to you need a Skype account. I'm not going to, so sometimes people go, oh, how about Zoom? How about this? I do Skype. So if you have Skype, if you don't have Skype, you can download it. because it seems to come in the best on this stream. Brand new Skinner, how's the sound? Is it still robot-y? Secondly, I would like you to write out your story, and I'll give you time for this, maybe 20 minutes, and email it to me at Coach Mac McCarthy. This is usually a paid service, by the way, Pablo, but I'll do it for you if you're willing to go on the live. Now, the reason that you'd email me the story is then I can go through it with you and unpack it fully. If we just get snippets, like in the live stream, it doesn't work very well. It's robotic. Damn it. That really pisses me off. I gotta figure this thing out, man. I gotta figure this out. Okay, so we're gonna roll with it. Anyhow, Pablo, if that's what you want to do, you download Skype, send your story into Coach Mac McCarthy. We'll unpack it on the live stream right now. If this continues, I might have to get off and start over again, but sounds a bit better than before, Angel Jimenez. Thanks. It's just frustrating a little bit. I need a sound tech person. Anyhow, let me know if that works for you, Pablo. If it doesn't, fine. We can still continue the live stream the way it is. Sounds a bit better than before. I hope so. It's robotic, but it's not unlistenable. Jeez. Hello, hello. Man. Okay, so like I said, we got 7 on deck, 2 likes. I do have 2 stories on deck. I'm waiting for 3-4 people. If we get 10 on deck, I'll start the stories. If you have a story you want to share, go to writemac.com, WRITEMAC.com. Send your story and you can get my take in a live stream just like this. It's a small fee, but I think it's worth it. Also, if you want to do a live coaching session, that's available. And if you want a private video response, which a lot of people like, where you don't want to share your story, but you just want to get my take, then I would absolutely recommend that you send it in to writemac.com. And I'm going to say this one more time. Your story is one of the most important parts of you getting clear on where you're at in a breakup. I just had a distant family member call me out of the blue recently, kind of awkward messages, and then 10 minutes later, it's like, yeah, me and my girl are breaking up. I was like, oh, shit, do you want to talk about it? He goes, well, I do, but I don't want it on your channel. I go, I won't take it to the channel. It's personal. Your family. So we were talking about it in text, and he's laying out all these little snippets and little pieces, and I said, hey, man, write out your story. Oh, I said, right, I don't even know how to start it. I go, just start it. Just write it all out. And he's like, look, I'm gonna talk to you about it tomorrow. I'm like, if you don't want to talk to me about it, because he mentioned it was embarrassing. I said, still write it out for yourself. Okay? It's so important. And he told me, I talked to him 2 days later, and of course they got back together in the immediate time. But I said, did you write it out? And he's like, it just helped me get all my thoughts out when I talked to her. So, Pablo, the other step is send your story into that email. Once you do that, we can go from there. We got 10 on deck. We got 4 likes, and we have good sound suddenly. Good. I have a little rasp to my voice today. I don't know why. So let me get into the story today. Hi, Mac. Here's my story. I broke up with my boyfriend over a year ago. He was just smoking too much weed. Had zero ambition and didn't have a job. Well, sounds like a winner. I warned him many times that this was getting old, but he ignored me. This comes up a lot. A lot of times, people, before they break up with you, woman or man, they're hinting. And then when you break up, it seems so clear. It seems really clear. Oh, shit, she told me this many times, right? I'll tell you what. I used to like to smoke some herb in my day in my 20s, and it does kill ambition. It does kill work ethic. It can become a problem, and it doesn't help you keep a girlfriend. That being said, there are people like Joe Rogan out there that are highly successful. Who knows how often he does it? George Carlin used to smoke some herb. But if it doesn't work for you, be aware. And it, just like alcohol, it doesn't become a problem till it's a problem. Here's the thing. We had a baby together, and now that kid is 4 years old and asks to see daddy more and more. Well, that's a different dynamic. When you break up with someone and you have a kid together, you got to do everything in your power to make it work. If it doesn't, you got to be true to yourself and honest with yourself, but still. My ex has since got a job, not a great one, but he works. Well, your definition of what's great, most importantly, he's got a job. He claims he quit smoking, but I have suspicions. See, this is where the lack of trust comes in. You still don't trust him. The last few months, I've noticed a change in his personality. He's kinder and more level-headed. Well, there you go. He doesn't overreact to things. I know these things because every weekend we see each other to exchange our child. Well, that's good. He's still on deck for his kid. About 2 weeks ago, he asked me to dinner. I accepted it, and it went well, actually. So you're surprised it went well. Since we've broke up, I've dated sparingly and did hook up with a couple guys, but nothing serious. Well, if it's been over a year, you have every right to. I know I heard through friends that he was dating one of our mutual distant friends, but nothing came of it. He's been single now for a while, so he tells me. Again, there's multiple times here where he tells you something, but you don't believe him. So just be aware of the fact that you're lacking in trust from the get-go. Anyways, we went on a second date this past weekend and came back to watch a movie at my house after. Sounds good to me. We hooked up but didn't sleep together. It really felt right, and the next day we spent the day with our child together, which felt special. I could see how happy my child was, and now I'm wondering, do I go all in on this thing or take it slow? I would say take it slow because you still lack trust. So continue dating, continue doing things together. Don't put a lot of expectations on it, and you're going to need to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's not the same person from over a year ago. The good news is the smoke is cleared. You are clear on your reasons that you broke up with him. It also makes you feel really special that you can share time with your child, and your child has his dad in his life. One thing that he seems to have done is he's made an effort to still be a dad, which is extremely important. I can see such changes in him, but part of me is weary, and his job isn't the greatest. Well, does the job have an ability to move up? Does he have something he's working towards outside of this job? But if it's one of those things where you just think it's where you're going to put him down, then that's not going to work. Recently, there was a call-in for a live stream where the lady was from Philippines. And so the guy was trying to get back with her. She was saying how she didn't like this, she didn't like that, she caught him cheating, a list goes on. She goes, and I want him to go back to school. And I said, does he want to go back to school? No, he's always hated school, but I think he needs to go back. Because she goes to school. That's not good. The question would be, does he think his job's a bad job? Is it a job that's a step towards the right direction? Can you deal with that job that he has? You don't want to get back with him and then throw it in his face all the time that he's a loser because of his job. What do you think is holding you back? What's holding you back is trust. You built a case for however long you were together. You didn't mention how long. That he smoked weed too much, zero ambition, so you don't trust that he'll be a newer and better person. So that's why you need to take it slow. You obviously have some attraction and some feelings, and the bonus in this whole situation, or the special part, is that your kid gets his dad back. So I think that you owe it to your kid to make an effort. But at the same time, if it doesn't work again, or you feel like he still smokes herb, or he doesn't have the ambition you want, then you're allowed to abort that again. So I hope that helps. She says, what should I do? I would say go on another date and take it date by date. Don't have too high expectations. All right, we got 14 on deck and 5 likes. I appreciate it. If you'd like to make a small donation, that's available in the chat. Next story. Coach Mac, I got a story to share with the live stream. My ex and I broke up over a month ago. I've been in voluntary no contact for most of that time. I love that this person put voluntary, meaning I offered to do it. She said she didn't want to talk to me ever again, so I accepted that. Well, there's a lot of value in that. There's a lot of value in that. I'm 29 and she's 26. She can be immature about life and also extremely stubborn. Wow, that doesn't sound like very good qualities in a girlfriend. She caught me texting a girl I worked with over 2 years ago, and she knows that me and that girl used to hook up. Well, I would say a majority of women, whether they're immature or they're extremely stubborn, would not be happy with that. Currently, that girl has a boyfriend and a kid, so I'm not interested. So you would be interested if she was available? But we were always cool friends. In the text, she was actually venting about her current boyfriend, but in the middle of that, she did ask to see me. This is what my current ex saw and accused me of cheating. Well, I think most girlfriends would think cheating immediately from something like that. So I'm not surprised. Some would call that emotional cheating. I said I'd meet her, but we didn't do anything but kiss in a car at a parking lot. I admitted this to my now ex, and she said she was just done. Well, bottom line is some individuals have a boundary that's very, very thick and high-walled when it comes to any kind of intimacy with an outside person. So the fact that you were honest and upfront about it, there's some guys out there where it's like, you should have never told her that. You told her the truth, and for her, she's done. You accepted it with no contact. That's the best thing you can do. She could never trust me. I admitted this to my now ex, and she said she was just done. She could never trust me again, and that there was no coming back from this. I thought, well, I'd forgive you if it was just a kiss. She said, what if she didn't catch me? What then? So let's just curtail back. Do you really believe you'd forgive her if she kissed another guy from work? Really? If she texted another guy? Because I'll tell you this. If I was in a relationship and a woman told me that, and it went down in that way, I could possibly forgive down the road, but it definitely wouldn't come anytime soon. It definitely wouldn't just be like, oh, I just forgive you. So if she is going to forgive you, it's going to be down the road. She said, what if she didn't catch me? What then? Good question. But she did. what did you answer to that? Would be my question. I had no immediate answer. So that day she went and stayed at friend's house, and that weekend she packed her stuff and left me with the lease. Was the lease just in your name, or was it in both your names? Because when it comes to stuff like that, financials, when you can't afford something, it should be worked out. So now a month later, she reached out and asked about some blanket she left at the house. Very common move. Said she wanted to grab it this upcoming weekend. So we started a small talk via text. I said, well, why don't you come over Saturday morning and we can have coffee and some croissants? Or the French say, croissant. This used to be our thing on the weekend. She agreed. Well, there you go. And it went well. We didn't talk about the past, but I noticed some coldness at the end. No hug, no kiss on the cheek. Well, if it's been over a month and you kiss someone else and that's why you broke up, I wouldn't expect a hug or kiss. And she closed it with, I'm still mad at you. Well, at least she's stating how she feels. I said, can't we move on from that? And it pissed her off. The reason that pissed her off is she's still mad at you and she's not moved on from it. So it's one of these situations where I think she enjoyed meeting up with you, the coffee and croissant thing, but this is going to be a long trail back, and she's going to make you hurt. She's going to make you pay because you hurt her. I think she probably wants you to hurt a little bit. She doesn't want to make it easy on you. She went silent and left. So I'm wondering, do I ask her out again? I would say yes. I'm not going to say it's going to go well. It's a discovery mission. I would say that something like coffee and croissants, something light like a walk in the park, I don't know. But if this is going to get resuscitated, it would have to be slowly and on her terms. But at the same time, there's no guarantees here. So the fact that she's agreeing to meet up with you, I don't think that it's going to be one of those things where, wow, you guys just get back. So you could meet up again. And if she says no, you accept it. If she says, oh, I have to think about it, maybe look at my schedule, you just say, okay, get back to me when you can. And if she says yes, then make the date. But don't get too hung up on the signs. Like I said, I do believe because you said she's stubborn and immature, she's going to hold this. And so you're not going to be able, if you're one of those people, I just want to make it better, I just want to get back to being together again, it's not going to go down that way. And you got to keep in mind, even if you do have a couple good coffees or meetups or lunches, she's still gonna make you work for it, or quote unquote fight for the relationship, which is a term I hate, dislike, because it can mean so many things. People use that. Oh, I wish they fought for the relationship. So if you're up for that, fine. If you're not, and you just want her to forgive you, it's probably not going to be the case. Can she ever get over this again? That's a really good question. That lies in the individual. So, number one, it would take time. Number two, she's probably going to throw it in your face. So this is the problem when someone's cheated before or kissed someone else. Let's say you do get back together. 6 months later, 8 months later, it's rose petals and wine glasses. You think everything is good, grand, and peaches and cream. But then, you get in a fight. And the fight has nothing to do with this kiss in the parking lot with this woman that you used to work with. Nothing to do with that. But guess what? It's her ace in her back pocket. So when you're fighting and you're arguing about, I don't know, whose parents' house to go to for dinner or whatever, I don't know. She's always got that in her back pocket as a kneecap move. Like, remember when you did this? And this is what I find a lot of couples, especially if you say she's immature and stubborn by nature. She's going to use it in future arguments. And that's where people go, wow, didn't you let this go? They let it go, but the minute that you get them mad or upset and they get defensive, they'll bring it up. He writes, we did have a pretty good relationship. Well, that's good in your corner. I think the fact that she met up for coffee and croissant and spent some time means that she does have interest in rebuilding the relationship, but it's going to be on her terms. So I hope that helps you. If any of you have a story you want to send it in. Thunder's Now 12. What an interesting name. Why would you call yourself Thunder's Now 12? Quick question. Anniversary tomorrow for ex's dad's death 3 years ago. Been in no contact for almost 8 weeks. Acknowledge it by dropping off flowers. Not seeing her just at doorstep or do nothing. If you're going to acknowledge the anniversary of your ex's dad's death, you do it just for that reason. You don't do it. You don't do it for getting them back or getting in their good grace. So the idea that you're going to do that, you do it just because you're wishing her the best about her father. So a lot of time, and you have to be very honest with your intention, Thunders Now. Your intentions have to be for the dad, not for you getting in good grace with your ex. That would just be a bonus or an extra. So if you want to do something like that, I've had a client before that said that their ex's dog died. It was like a month after, and he's like, they were really close. I just want to, say some nice things. If it's just for that reason, then do it. But if you have an alternative motive, and be honest with yourself. And the best way to be honest with yourself, Thunder Snow, you can answer it right now. What's your real intention? Is it to send her love and condolence during this period of time? Or is it the fact that, like, I want to do something nice and maybe she'll notice and we can get back together? If it's the latter one, I would just send a card, but I wouldn't put too heavy, because if you have some kind of expectation on it, you're going to get disappointed. And if you're disappointed, you shouldn't be, because you should be leading with good intentions in a situation like this. So what would be your intentions, Thunder Snow? She quickly jumped into a relationship right after we broke up, tried to lie about it, found out, blocked her, no contact. She tried to reach out, I've ignored. It's more of doing a nice gesture. It's more, okay, so be completely clear. What's your intention? If your intention is, because 3 years is a long time ago, to be quite frank. It seems like a reach to me. It seems like a way to stay in contact. If you were close to the dad, or she was extremely close, then I don't know if flowers are appropriate or not, but dropping off flowers seems like a reach. Sending a really nice card would be a good move. Do people really do this? Like, I don't know many people who expect flowers or cards for a death anniversary. I would have to agree with Skinner. I don't know the relationship you had with the dad, or how deep that is, or how she I don't want to say celebrates it, how she spends that day. So if you were close to the dad also, that would definitely add to this. The fact that she's already with someone new and you blocked her seems like there's some friction there. So like I said, I would skip the flowers and just send a really nice card. Because you don't want to create any type of friction on this day. The fact that you're bitter that she's with someone else too, it doesn't seem well. It's more me, people staying true to myself and being a good person. I've also spent that day with her the last 2 years, never met her dad. Okay, like I said, I would just go with a card rather than than delivering flowers. But if that's what you want to do, and you're honestly saying that that's something that you feel that you're being a good person, and you don't have any outside agenda, then go for it. I get what you mean, but given the context, it just seems like a reach to me. Thanks for the reply. I appreciate it. It's not me trying to get her back. I didn't say you were trying to get her back. You just got to be honest with yourself. If you feel like I said, what that guy did, just circle back to that story where his ex's dog passed away. He thought about it because they were in a turbulent time after the breakup, so that counts for a lot. He said, you know what? I decided to just go to church and say a prayer for the dog and the family. I don't know if I'm going to go live. I don't know if he's still planning on doing that or not. If we could do it sooner than later, it would be better. 16 on deck, 5 likes. Please check out the Discord. Like I said, I'm going to start spending a little bit more time on that. And the Discord has multiple channels right now. Skinner, you're going to have to jump on the NBA basketball talk psychology channel. I want to interact with the crowd better. I'm not saying this is your intention, but it would be perceived as manipulative. I would vote not contacting. The Truth of Love, the Great Clutch. I understand where you're coming from, and I would say the same thing. I would just say that Thunder Snow, you need to make that decision on your own. Sometimes, the reason I didn't say it that way, Clutch, is because I believe he still needs free will to make this decision. And if I just told you not to do it, where the brain resists something, it persists. And so I want to present it in a way that you're being honest with yourself, Thunder Snow 12, where you come to the conclusion. Like I said, if you're going to go that route, I would say a card would be better. I can be very blunt. I get you, Mac. No problem. I agree with your statement. Because it's one of those things, someone could get offended on, it's a sensitive time for people, right? Especially if that's something that the anniversary is a day that she does something special. So it could be misconstrued as manipulative. Keisha, aloha. How you doing? I hope you're well. Keisha, you should jump on the Discord also. It's going to be, the link's going to be in the show notes. There's going to be some good stuff on there. I'm going to start contributing a little bit more time to that. And it'll be much more interactive with people like you that come on the live stream. And also, there's going to be a section for small talk for people on the live stream because a lot of you guys like to talk. And it's a great opportunity because I like to post books that I listen to on Audible that I think are good. And I want to thank Clutch because Clutch really pushed me to make more of an effort with the Discord and connect with the people that come on the channel. And I think it's going to be great. Totally agree. Why I've gone back and forth and what to do. Again, appreciate the thoughts. What you resist persists. I like that one. Check out Max Discount Guys. He's done a big overall. Discord. And he has me trolling him about the Raptors beating Golden State. Okay. Yeah, Skinner, you got to get on the basketball section. I would love to talk to people off the. Can you give me a heads up on the time? You mean, well, no, the Discord, there's no limit on time. So the Discord is, maybe you misunderstood me. It's a platform, I don't want to say like Facebook, but where we can communicate and talk about different topics. I think it's a great alternative, actually, to Facebook or Instagram or these kinds of things to interact with people. There'll be a lot of posts there. And I have one living in Thailand, so I'll be able to post some pictures and things like that there. Maybe I can, yeah, like I said, the link will be in the... So we got through 2 stories today. I don't think Mr. Morales is going to make it on the live call. That's okay. We can do it another day. This is your link, not mine. I don't have my, this is going to sound bad, Discord's not on the computer that I'm on right now to copy and paste it. Anyone else have some closing questions? I'm going to cut this one a little short today. I will be back on deck tomorrow about the same time. We've got a couple more stories on deck also, so that'll be good. And also, I want to add that on the Discord, I will be displaying the breakup stories if people are okay with that. So I'll probably be copying and pasting some of the stories on the Discord, so when I read them, if you want to read them rather than just hear them, they'll be up there for your guys' input. LinderTube, that is a very true statement. What you resist persists, and I wish I would have learned it later on in my life, and actually I have to give credit to Tony Robbins. I believe that's one of his statements that he comes back to over and over again. I know Clutch doesn't like Tony, but Discord link. The Discord link will be in the show notes. I don't have it on the, hold on a second, let me see here. Yeah, I don't have Clutch, can you do me a huge favor and put the link in? Joe, what a great name. No offense, but I did have a dog named Joe, a yellow Labrador. So that's what comes to mind. I had a couple friends named Joe too. And then there's the great Joe Montana. Joe, you got any questions? The spam bot has blocked it. Okay. Well, then it wouldn't allow me to put it in either. But you can definitely go to any of my current videos and the links in the video. That's weird, Clutch, because in the past I used to put that link up. What you resist persists. So if I resist my ex, he will persist to come back? No. No. What will persist is you wanting them back. There's a possibility that they would come back, but that doesn't necessarily. What happens is, what that means is that you keep trying to push something away. How about we make it in a simple way? Let's say that, let me see, I'll pull this. There you go. Discord link, Joe. You're on deck. Getting back to the resist persist thing. For example, let's say that you want to eat pizza or tacos. Oh my goodness. I'm on a detox right now and I'm just craving tacos. Tacos are my favorite food. And the more you think about it, the more it persists. So the idea that you have to neutralize that. So what I do is the tacos come up in my mind and I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness, I can't wait till this detox ends. I'm going to have some tacos. It's going to be so good. I'm going to enjoy them so much. Instead of me going, I got to go get tacos. Oh, I got to eat tacos. I think about it in a term like down the road, I'll be able to eat them again. I neutralize it. How to not think about someone when, in order to do that, it feels like you have to resist it. Good question, Linder, too. The problem is you're not going to be able to not think about them. You need to neutralize the thought in a way that you have to neutralize the thought in a way that you can move forward. So if your ex comes up or you think about someone, you have to think about it in a way that you can accept it and then put it to the side. Not where you're needing it. But the point is what you resist persist is when you go, oh my God, I thought about tacos again. I hate when I do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. Then it floods. Thanks, Clutch. I appreciate your help, bud. You have to mouth bang some other food. Wow, I've never heard the term mouth bang food. That's gross. Forgot about them other nasty tacos. I love tacos. Street tacos. California Mexican food is our home food, man. I love it. Phlox, what's up, bud? How you doing? I have that problem right now, telling myself, hey, I'm going to miss her for a while and think about her for a while, and that's okay. And there was a client of mine that was having a lot of trouble before he went to bed, and I said, try doing, instead of trying to fight it, try saying, you know what, I love her, we had a great time together, and I just want to say, I wish her all the best, and I love you, Sally. I love you, Wanda. I love you, Kim. Whatever. And he said he did that, and he said it helped. That would be neutralizing the thought rather than fighting it. So resisting means almost fighting it. Lightens my load. The resistance goes away. Exactly. Good answer, Mac. But I don't want to have to even think neutral of someone. Well, then that's you resisting, because the pattern persists somewhat, and you relapse on the old bad feelings. Well, here's the thing. You can neutralize. There is a period of time during a breakup where it's tough. I'm not saying this is easy. One of the reasons I do breakup coaching, I've been there. I've had the mouse wheel in my head where it keeps coming up again and again and again. There's no remedy to that time period. What I would say is just get through the day. Keep showing up on your day. Right? You're not going to give up on your life. Right? Sometimes you just got to get through the day. Sometimes you just got to get through that one thought. Journaling really helps. I know that sounds like an easy answer, but that's another way to get every thought out of your head. Especially if you like, I'm not an artist or anything, but if you like drawing pictures, but just writing it all out until you're done. I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better, Flox941110. You're a good person, bud. You're going to get through this. And I think that I'm just saying this to him because he's done a live coaching recently. Your particular breakup, you need a break. You need the smoke to clear. You need some time to catch your breath. Yeah, but when they friend zone you and keep calling you when you're trying to move on, and I do want to talk to them, well, that's a choice. So it sounds to me he knows that you want more than friendship. So if he knows that already, sounds to me like he's putting in work to be friends with benefits. Now, if you do want to talk to him, that's a choice. But it sounds like it's probably going to be friends with benefits at best. You know that. And the other option is to continue to talk to him, but continue to keep your options open. If you feel like talking to him holds you back from meeting other guys or other opportunities, then you got to make a decision. Corey Wayne, state what you want and walk away. One of the few things I agree with him on. If he's talking to you and he has a girlfriend and you have interest, he knows you have interest. What is he talking to you about? His relationship, his life? Keisha, you're putting yourself in a really bad situation, hon. Because if he has a problem with his current girlfriend, he'll come over to you and hook up. But he doesn't respect you enough. And if you really want to play hardball, then like Clutch just said, the truth of love. State what you want. Say, hey, look, I want more than friendship. We can't do this anymore, and block them. Give yourself the opportunity to use that space for someone else. I know it's easier said than done, though, right, Keisha? Why do you think you're continuing the friendship? What do you think your real objective is? What's your real intention? Is it the hopes that he breaks up with her and goes with you? You don't have to answer that on the live stream, but answer that for yourself. And is that an intention that you're happy or proud of? Are you avoiding the fact that you don't want to be single with no options? Is this providing the only option? Yeah. Okay. So if he broke up with his girlfriend and wanted you back, you'd get back together? Is he a really good guy? Or if you're being honest with yourself, he's not great. And one more question. Does his girlfriend know he talks to you? Yep, he is a good guy. Remember I cheated on him. No, his girlfriend does not know. Would you want him to do that to you? I would say this, Keisha. If you leave it on good terms, in other words, not be angry or upset or blameful and say, look, I'm going to have to step away from talking as friends. It's not because I don't want to talk to you. It's because I want more and you're with someone else right now. And I respect that. And the fact that she doesn't know, I'm not respecting her as another female. And I wouldn't want you to do that to me. And I think you know I got feelings. But in the future, if the stars line up, if you end up not working out with this woman, call me up. But otherwise, I'm gonna have to go out the back door on this one. And maybe down the road, we could be friends again. But right now, I just don't want that relationship with you. All right, folks, it's been an hour. I'll be back on deck tomorrow about the same time, 11:30 a.m. Thailand time, if you can figure that out. If you want to use the Discord, please join the Discord. Please get active on that. I'll be on it a lot. But at the same time, when he's in a relationship, he's talking to someone else, he's probably do the same to you. Joe, thanks for chiming in. Like I said, check out the Discord. I'll be much more active on that. And also, if you want to book a live coaching session, go to writemac.com, WRITEMAC.com. And if you want to send your story in, go to the same place. All the best. Curtains.